I'm going to start this video again because I just realised I didn't turn the camera on. As you can see, the clock is still working. 20 to 1 instead of 20 to 7, and the second hand is incrementing. It is 20 to 1. Incidentally, this watch here, I don't know if you can see it, that's the very one that Matthew McConaughey wore in Interstellar. My son bought it for me for a 61st birthday present, bless his heart. Not the very one, but the identical model. And this is the one that was bouncing, beating out Morse code. Probably one of my favourite films, Interstellar. It's an absolutely amazing film. Anyway, grounding issues. I've put this lovely new shiny Lucas copy. It's Chinese, I'm going to guess, made in China, because I don't know. They sort of telltale signs. The colour coding's weird on the wires. It doesn't look like a Lucas. It's just different, and it doesn't even fit that well, to be brutally honest. But it's on there. But there was no ground on it at all, so I've added one. There's a red wire and a black wire, which normally is 0 volts for black and plus 12 for red. In actual fact, one of these is a brake light and one of them is a running light. And I'm not sure which is which yet. I'm going to guess the red's the stop light, but we don't know. But we can test that with the battery very quickly. But either way, it wasn't going to work because there was no ground. No ground continuity at all. You can see I've put the screws in at the back there. They screw through the metal backplate into the plastic light fitting, and then into the metal bayonet fitting inside. I've put the lens on there, so I can't really show you. But anyway, either way, as you can see there, I guess there's a ground through that bolt there, but I don't like it very much. I think it never hurts to add a ground because it's a big problem. I've even had issues on older Japanese bikes which have got a ground. They don't ground the light itself, but they ground the fitting, and they have the wire and the loom. They have the wires in the loom going through the loom into the wherever they have to go to, but they don't work. So I've often had to add an extra ground, like I have done there. You see that screw there? There's a brown wire on it. That screws into the metal backplate that the bayonet is actually pressed into. So that'll give a good ground, and then all I've got to do is connect either one of these, this red or black wire, between there and the ground wire, and it should fire up. I took it off because I thought it'd make a neater job of it. I put it on originally. Never mind. Anyway, the overall result's not bad. I had a couple of holes there which I've actually filled. I filled with Britain's equivalent of JB Weld. I can't remember what it's called actually. It's a epoxy. Where is it? Unibond, and it seems to set pretty hard. Metal. JB Weld's magic stuff. I once used JB Weld. I had an old Jaguar, and the studs, the exhaust manifold studs had stripped in the head, and I filled them with JB Weld and drilled and tapped them, put the baffle back on, and it never came off again after that. It was amazing. Anyway, so that was just a quick aside there about the grounding. It never hurts to have more grounding, and I noticed the same for the front. That Lucas, they've sort of provided a ground via fittings, but it's not a very good one. So I'm probably going to attach a ground on the inside of that bolt there, and then run it through the loom onto the frame, because one of the main reasons I find with British bikes that the lights are so dim is because the ground is so bad. And I've even seen some where they don't have a ground wire; they actually ground through the headstock. Which is really bad because it's a terrible ground, especially if they're greased properly. And I've seen it to the point where the lights are actually dim when the engine rods drop. So yeah, grounding is very important, especially on a positive ground frame. Because bear in mind the frame on these old British bikes is 12 volts and the loom is actually 0 volts, which was an odd way of doing things, but that's what they did back in those days. I've had enough cars with the same issues. But as I say, the wiring on these, it's so simple and straight. It's a flashlight wiring basically. There's not much there to deal with, but it's just so many things get missed, like bad grounds. Bad grounding is the biggest problem I've ever had. I used to be in motorcycle repair business, and I did a lot of electrical work. A, because I enjoy it. I know electrics. I was a communications engineer for 20 years. And B, because nobody else does know about it, or not very many people. So the simplest faults, honestly, that are actually easily fixed, And grounding has always been the biggest one. Grounding faulty switches too. I mean, that's a new switch there. I'm, to be brutally honest with you, not wildly confident it's going to work, but we'll soon know. That's the headlight dimmer switch and the horn switch. I had a Triumph years ago that when it rained at night, the horn would go off. It wouldn't do it during the day for some reason at night, so I'd be lying in bed listening to the horn on my Triumph go, which is really annoying. I never did figure out why it did it at night time and not during the day. It was extraordinary. Anyway, I ended up binning the switch and putting another one on there. That cured that problem. So yeah, that's just an aside. Just wanted to add that little 2p worth to the proceeding. I'm going to put this light back on in a minute. Thanks for watching again, the IF Project. Thank you.